Test, test. All right, let's get it. All right, y'all. Regular season's over. Let's break this bad boy down. All right, what are we looking at here? We got our seeding set for the playoffs. First round, we're going to have Washington Pokemon Team versus Baltimore Corv Knights. Joe versus MJC, Hartford versus Chicago in the 4 and 5 seed. Tyler and Dodge, 3 and 6, and then Tommy and Paul, 2 and 7. Yeah, I mean, it's about as much as I could hope for. This was a really good season overall. Hope everybody enjoyed it. I hope everybody's looking forward to playoffs. We just got 3 weeks left. I mean, if you make it to the championship, obviously, but we're wrapping it up here. Kills leader. Regular season kills leader, Tapu Koko with 11 right there. All right, followed up by Zergatry at 7. Tie for third between Darm, Rilla, and Aerodactyl with 6. 11 with Koko. I mean, I'm not surprised that he was that high up on this list, to be honest. It makes total sense to me because he's like glue, right? You can bring him to every game, and he has offensive pressure. And just through his momentum moves can just be a menace for the entire game. So really not surprising he got to be utilized a lot. Yeah. Let's get into the breakdown of this week. A lot of cool stories. A lot of different arcs that we were working with this week. So Tommy and Joe, this one really felt like two chess grandmasters just kind of feeling each other out with their opening lines. Let's see here. Looking at the team comp, my main takeaway from this is that Tommy has to keep Swampert super healthy for Alecki, because with Swampert alive, Reggie Alecki can't do anything on that side of the field. That's pretty much what Tommy's game plan needs to be, is figure out a way to get rid of Rillaboom. That way Swampert can kind of stay around a little bit longer. Now, as we're going through this, Tommy talked to me after the game. He was a little upset with a little bit of how he played. Now, I understand not necessarily wanting to go into Wheezing on Metagross, because obviously it's Steel and Psychic type, and both of those can hit super effectively. However, if it's not a super offensive Metagross, Weezing's not going to do a whole lot to it. And so this Metagross was Adamant 252, but it didn't have any sort of boosting item on it. So it really, Weezing probably would have been able to check it a little bit and then be able to pain split up afterwards. So, just little optimizations maybe so the Swampert doesn't have to take that damage, but then Rillaboom comes in, heals him up anyway. Tommy did a really good job of using Wheezing as his Rillaboom answer. Let's see here. Yep. Assault Vest was a good call on Joe's end, giving Metagross a little bit more longevity. I was really surprised Tommy never went into Celesteela on Metagross too. That would have been a really cool call. Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's a kill until turn 23 or 24. They're just really feeling each other out. So right here, what Tommy should have done is pain split immediately. Realistically, what is Mamoswine doing to Wheezing? It can't Earthquake you, because I think you were bringing Levitate. Let me just double check. Yeah, you were Levitate. Icicle Spear is going to hurt, but your max defense, you're not going to get 2-hit KO'd by it. So if you just pain split here, you're going to get some health back. But Tommy went into Swampert. It took a lot of unnecessary damage right there. And then ended up taking another one. And I mean, he was lucky Swampert lived, but then he didn't even knock out Mamoswine afterwards. Going into Snorlax here, I mean, I kind of get it because you have the ice. With Thick Fat, the ice move's not going to do a whole lot. However, going into Celesteela, going into Volcarona, something fast enough to beat Mamoswine at that point probably would have been the better call, because if he was, I don't know, if he was like Muscle Band or Soft Sand or something, and he hit Earthquake from that level on Snorlax, that may have been a little scary and been able to knock him out. But yeah, Joe switches into Freya to get the defog off, and Chauncey isn't able to rest because of the the Misty Surge, and he says here, Panda, don't cred me that for the breakdown. Yeah, he was just going into defog, he wasn't going in there to prevent arrest, but it ended up working out anyway. Let's see. They're still just feeling each other out. Once again, just stay in with Weezing right here. Like, you know Rillaboom's already doing pretty weak. There you go. At that point, though, I think the calc for Strange Steam was going to do more. Because of Stab and whatever else, and maybe would have been able to get the knockout, but keeping Weezing in was fine. But, I mean, and then saving it's like, alright. I get it, because you know he's probably choice banded with the damage he's doing, and go into Snorlax, eat up the ice move. Let's see. Oh, one thing that I think Tommy overall should have ran instead of Earthquake on Swampert would have been Earth Power, because that doesn't get hurt by grassy terrain. You know, obviously Rillaboom's going to be a switch in every time anyway, but like a Earth Power ignoring grassy terrain at least would have done a little bit more chip every time. And, you know, could have added up after a while. Plus, like, special attacking Swampert, he's running like a full defensive set anyway, so might as well just get something that might do a little bit more damage, even if it's not in the stat that has the most points, because you're not really investing in it. During prep, I was switching into Finny on Tyranitar, like every time when I was playing against Tommy, and he started Thunder Punching me, and I would just switch back into Mamoswine and like catch him on the Thunder Punch. And Tommy learned from that here and was actually able to get the kill on Mamoswine with Earthquake. It was a really good play right there. Yeah, Weezing at this point. So I don't know. I think, I mean, this was definitely the right call. It's just tough that the Sandstorm's up right here, so Drain Punch doing 4% is just enough for the Sand to end up knocking Weezing out on the next turn. And right here, Tommy Quiver Dances, right? I'm screaming to my computer, Quiver Dance again. Quiver Dance twice. Like, obviously, like, Nihilego can't do anything to you, or you're going to be faster than Nihilego on the next turn, and you're going to need both of those boosts in order to kill it. I don't even know if it kills after the second one, but what is Tapu Fini doing to you after you Quiver Dance the second time there, right? There's nothing Tapu Fini can do to even get you, like, maybe even down to half health. It's extremely unlikely. Specs Hydro Pump probably wouldn't even kill you, right? So at +2, you see the Psychic, +2 would have killed. If that did 74%, I'll just run the calc right now. Volcarona will just go offensive with Psychic versus Nihilego. And then at +2, I mean, you at least had a roll, and he did get the defog off, so what did this do? 74% at +1. Yep. So you at least had a chance to be able to live, or to be able to kill at that point. Let me look at Tommy's team here. It was 252's Timid, so yeah, going +2 would have been the play. Would have at least had a chance, you know, to knock him out at that point. Assault Vest, specially defensive Tyranitar, putting in work right there. If Tommy gets that kill on on Nihilego with Psychic, I think he just wins the game, like straight up. So that one Quiver Dance probably could have just won the game right there. This play was Now, I don't know if Tommy was kind of getting tilted at this point, but this play just made absolutely no sense going into Rillaboom, or going into Snorlax here. You know he has Drain Punch, and like, because obviously you just clicked on the move before that, and Snorlax has such a high base HP that Rillaboom's able to like completely heal up on that, and the toxic damage, like, it's getting neutered by grassy terrain. He's going to just heal up anyway on Drain Punch, so there goes all your toxic damage you just worked on right there. That play just didn't make any sense. Not that Snorlax was doing a whole lot left in the game anyway, but... And then I think he was trying to catch Alecki here with the Earthquake, but even then, Earthquake through grassy terrain on Alecki was not going to like do anything to it. Protected to stall out the Toxic a little bit. I mean, Heavy Slam once again. You kind of realize he's just sacking it at this point, right? Like, and then that's one of the problems with running Protect, is it was very obvious that you were going to do it there, so he ended up getting the free switch into Alecki. And then even with him locking into Ancient Power accidentally, thinking Swampert was coming in, he still was able to weaken Celesteela down enough. So overall, like, this game was played super well on both ends. Like, there's just a move or two on Tommy's end that I think really changed the tide of it, the whole thing. But that was really entertaining to watch live, and just seeing the kind of their thought processes unfold throughout the whole thing. Yeah, they played it really defensively and really, really smart. So good game to both of them. Moving on, this was our battle for the 1 seed. This is me versus Paul. I had a real super top secret strat I wanted to use this week, and then Paul picked Chansey back up off the waiver wire, and it kind of destroyed my hopes and dreams. I wasn't able to do my whole strategy. I pulled out a little bit of it. I'm not going to fully disclose what I was really working on, but just knowing that if you have a completely special wall like Chansey on your team, it's really tough for me to pull it off. So I went with this sort of team comp. I went double dark because he has ghost types, had to bring Lele because of Mimikyu's Shadow Sneak. Incineroar just made a ton of sense against him, especially with Darmanitan being a menace. Starmie, I wasn't considering at first, and then looking at it, like, and its coverage and everything, like, if I was able to chip Chansey down a little bit, like, nothing on his team, since his team overall is pretty offensive, like, Suicune and Chansey obviously can take any hit from Starmie that they want, but the rest of this team did not do well against Starmie, and it has a really good speed tier too, so I just threw some choice specs on there, and I was like, you know what, I'm just going to absolutely smack something. So went with that. I was running double screens Lele. Never actually ended up clicking them this game, and I'll kind of tell you why when we get to it, but yeah, I was basically like, I need to make sure that, one, I handled Darmanitan, because it felt like every time it came in, it got a kill. And two, I needed to have some sort of answer for Dragapult, since it can go through my screens with Infiltrator. So those were kind of like the two main concepts I was working off of for my game plan. But I'll just hit play and you guys can see how it goes. Oh no! Turn off. I don't know why it didn't give me an option to play without music, but... Okay, so I am running Suicide League Clefable. I throw up the rocks, and I'm just assuming he has Rapid Spin on Drill, and it's probably, like, I mean, looking against me, right, I didn't bring my Ghost-type Aegislash, because Aegislash has a terrible matchup against Drill. He could just click Rapid Spin here without, like, any sort of consequences, so I go for the Misty Explosion here, knowing that if he's defensive with Rapid Spin, he's not going to move faster than me, and I'm just going to get out of the field. It guarantees that my rocks stay up. Obviously, the rocks aren't really that important for Zapdos because it wears heavy duty boots. But that's why I went into Starmie specifically on that turn. I was thinking about going Lele and starting to set up some screens and get my sweep going, but Starmie just made a lot more sense because anything he switched in, either I kill Excadrill or he switches in and I get the analytic boost onto this Surf that I'm about to throw off, and Zapdos gets to see that it does 78%. And then even on Chansey, 26%, yep. 26% analytic Surf onto the highest special attack beast in the game, or special defense beast in the game. So at this point, I know that like through prep that Lele was always going to be my answer to Chansey, because Chansey can't do anything to it other than like put it on a timer with Toxic. But I'm not using Lele for any sort of offensive pressure. I'm using it to throw up screens and get the hell out. So the idea is I go into Lele here and I click Taunt on Chansey so it can't, like, I was predicting the Toxic anyway, but I taunt the Chansey and guarantee that it can't get like its health back with Soft Boiled, and it's super important. It's at 62% right there. It's gonna have to take rocks on the switch in, so it's down to 50% on the next switch. So right here I just taunt the drill. I'm like, all right. Right here, knowing my Incineroar is holding a weakness policy, I'm either expecting like a Rapid Spin or an Iron Head and maybe an Earthquake, and I just kind of get a little excited and I go into Incineroar. I'm like, okay, please just Earthquake me. I intimidate him. Now, that did 17% there. I was hoping for the Earthquake, that way it would get my weakness policy and I can just Flame Charge and just win the game from there. But in this position, if I don't get unlucky on the next turn, I think I just sweep with Larbin Charms. And I'll tell you why. So he switches out of Drill into Zapdos as I go for the Flame Charge, because I knew with my calc I would live an Earthquake from that percentage, and then I would get +2 attack, +2 special attack, and then the Flame Charge would give me enough speed to get faster than, you know, everything. This Flame Charge hitting Zapdos, he's running static, and I should have realized that, because when I click Surf on Starmie, I've only I've clicked it twice and I've only lost 2 PP. I should like recognize that in the future and realize that he's not running pressure on Zapdos. I need to not touch him with physical moves, and Flame Charge has a chance to touch him and paralyze me. So 30% chance to paralyze right there. Really, really unfortunate. I actually thought I lost the game at that point. I knew with Chansey being low, I still had a chance with Necrozma. However, I end up getting a little bit lucky and unlucky at the same time. So he gets all the health back on Zapdos, which is super annoying. But I just decided, and I was in a call with Tommy during the game. I had him muted so he could just hear me like narrate what I was talking about. And I just said, I need speed. I have to get fast. And so I just start clicking Flame Charge here. And now I'm faster than him, so I can bulk up, I can get a little stronger. And I thought my Power Trip would kill from that range. It only did 76, but then I make up for it, and I get lucky and I miss 2 different Hurricanes during all of this, allowing me to still live. Yeah, and then I don't think I got parried other than that first Earthquake until the last time that I die. So I end up getting 3 kills with Incineroar here. And, you know, obviously if I don't get paralyzed, I just sweep the game from here. But I get parried here against Darmanitan, but at this point the game's over. I see he takes Life Orb recoil. I'm like, alright, I can live anything. And Mandibuzz was just going in to either let him Flare Blitz into me and take a bunch of damage, or it was going to get Chansey in, and then that way I could U-turn out into Necrozma. That was the main idea. I was trying to get him to like reposition himself. That way I could start setting up with Necrozma and just sweep the game. So only one other play here I didn't like on my end. I knew that if I was at +2, I could 2-hit KO Chansey. So I go for the Photon Geyser here. Bang, Skeet, 57. He throws up the Wish. And I tell Tommy, I'm like, that's weird. He's not running any sort of attacking moves on his chance. He's going soft-boiled and Wish with, like, Protect. That's crazy. So I'm like, he's going to Protect on this turn. So I just Dragon Dance again. If he went for the Seismic Toss right there, it would have been a really awkward position for me, but knowing that Darm is Life Orb, I mean, Starmie still just wins the game. But yeah, I'm able to just knock out Chansey here, because he's not running Protect at all. He should have attacked me at some point instead of throwing up another like healing move, but I'm able to get 2 kills with the Torture Chamber, and then I just go back into Disrespected and finish up the Driller. Yeah, but great game to Paul. He brought a really scary team, and I got a little lucky against him. I'm not going to say that hacks didn't play a part in that at all. You know, obviously, I would have had to hit Zapdos twice, and it was a really smart play on his end, bringing Static. So, what, 230% chances to paralyze me? Yeah, maybe I do get paralyzed, maybe I don't, but yeah, really good call bringing that, and I'm probably gonna, well, I hope I see him again in the championship game, but we're on opposite sides of the bracket now. Okay, let's go on to the next one. I did not get to watch this one live because I was driving, but we got Tyler versus Berg here. There's just one play in this that I gotta talk about. So, basically, if I'm Berg right here, I know I need to keep Flygon around to be able to check his electric types, and I really probably want to keep Rotom around too for the electric types as well. It's not over losing Rotom, but like, you know, Coco and Thundurus are just really going to eat now. Then here, I'm not totally sure Berg's thought process. I mean, I get it. He didn't have anything on his team that was faster than Garchomp at this point. But this was a case where if he went into Moltres, got hit by a Rock Slide, got his weakness policy boost up and hit Agility, there's a chance he just like sweeps. Now, I mean, like Coco can probably live something, but if he's able to like, yeah, he's probably getting his Berserk boost, so he's 2.5 times on special attack. I mean, one big boy Hurricane hit on Coco might have taken him out. I wonder what the actual calc on that is, because Coco versus Double Dance Moltres Modest at +3. I mean, yeah, that's looking tough. This is versus Berg. Is he running? He is running. Okay, he's 252. Okay, so he would live. Never mind. He would live with Coco. Let me show you guys that. Yeah, he'd actually live that. But that I was talking to Berg and I was telling him that like a weakened Garchomp is a good opportunity to set up with Moltres and maybe be able to do something. But yeah, he went to the Flygon here, and now he's just kind of losing any sort of answer he has to Coco and Thundurus. So really tough position at that point for him. He ran max defense on Flygon and was actually able to beat the Garchomp, which was kind of cool. I don't like the scale shot. Don't we all? And now this was the most 11 head play I've ever seen in my entire life. Berg, this was an incredible play. Bringing Hurricane Zapdos, getting Politoed to hit itself in Fusion, that was insane. I don't know, I've never read Zapdos's like Smogon page or whatever, but I don't know if it was recommending running Hurricane on a choice banded set, but that was like hilarious that you actually pulled that out. I'm sure nobody else was expecting that. But yeah, it worked with the burn. You lost your attack, so might as well. But yeah, this is what I was talking about with not having a ground type. Like, it's just gonna be like Thundurus is just gonna put on the show at this point. Like, Weather Ball is going to be able to kill Flygon. I think he ends up finishing it up with the Araquanid, but good call and switching in on the Earthquake. I kind of like that defog play though. Make the Hurricane more accurate for maybe after rain, but rain's already up, so it's 100% accurate. At this point, Berg, I think you have to click Agility and just pray you live. But you went for the Nasty Plot instead, and Liquidation went so freaking hard right there. Oh, yeah, but like overall, like Berg, you have grown so much as a player this season. It's really incredible to watch. I know, like, all the results obviously didn't play out the way you wanted to see them, but watching you actually be able to, learn how to play the game and be like legitimately competitive, like, has been really cool to see. And it would be really, really unfortunate if you continued that into next week. So how about you just take a break, guy, and we do it again next season, and you keep getting better for there, and not this week, right? And not this week. Okay. All right, last game. Okay, actually, before we play this, interesting. Trollololololol. Dodge can't see this coming. That's fair. I'm sure Dodge could not see that coming. So we'll see. We'll see some interesting stuff in here. There's two options I really see in my mind with this game. Either I was getting fully trolled, or Dodge asked MJC if he was bringing Xurkitree, and MJC said no, and Dodge trusted that. Yeah, I want to say that they both wanted to stay on what half of the bracket they were already on for this. So, like, MJC didn't want to get more kills with Xurkitree. If MJC really wanted to against Dodge, Xurkitree just gets all 6 kills. You just get rocks up, and then you just win with Xurkitree, Choice Spect. Yeah, like, if you find a way to break Dragonite's multi-scale, you just win with Xurkitree. Or if you get, like, multiple boosts up with it, it just wins. So I get Matt was trying to bring some fun stuff, clearly, with his sets he was running, but I think both players were trying to lose, and I'll kind of explain why. So I said Sag right here, because if Dodge won and he got multiple kills with Aerodactyl, at least 2 more than whatever Matt got with Xurkitree, and Matt didn't even bring Xurkitree, so he just needed 2 kills with Aero, which he definitely could have done against this team anyway. Dodge could have moved up in the rankings if he won the game, and I wouldn't have had to play MJC in the playoffs in the second round. So, all right, so Matt sets up the Rain Dance here. I guess he was running Thunder Punch specifically for Melodic. It makes sense because he brings Melodic a lot. That checks out to me. Now here, I don't know. I'm just speechless right now. I'm just speechless. We see a flip turn out of Melodic, and then we see a Sunny Day out of Pangoro. Very interesting. Very interesting. I get the concept, right? He's going to, like, Entei's going to be a great switch in for Ferrothorn. Melodic and Carcassonne or Cloyster are going to be good switch ins for Entei. Setting the sun up gives you a good solar beam. This, it felt a little weird seeing it actually play perfectly right there. Now Dodge, I don't know why you went for the E-Speed. There's, in no world, your minimum speed is 184 in Entei, and Carracosta, its maximum speed, since you know his Focus Sash, it wasn't Scarfed, is 179. You could have just went for the Sacred Fire right there and basically cleaned up the rest of the game. Like, you could have just completely cleaned up the rest of the game with Entei right there if you went for Sacred Fire. Because clearly that was going to kill Entei. And you wouldn't have had to take, like, the Iron Barbs. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just so confused. Matt went with Autotomize on Doublade, but he was running max defense Impish, and he didn't even use like 30 some of his IVs. He just didn't even fully IV it. So like there's no offensive investment at all, so Aerial Ace only does 31% to him. Yeah, here he gets the weakness policy, but since he also didn't put any speed in Doublade, it's also now slower than everything. I don't know. And the dodge went into Virizion here. I guess on accident. I don't know. I don't know how to break this game down, because like that play made 0 sense. Like, why wouldn't you just go into Entei or Toxapex? Like, this literally cannot touch Toxapex. But actually going into anything other than Diancie is the correct play here. So I don't really, I'm not getting it. I'm not getting it. Plus you wasted your Sun there. I mean, going for Stomping Tantrum just also, like, I guess trying to catch like the Blaziken or something, but he's so set up at that point, he's not going to switch out of Doublade. It just really felt weird this game that both of them were trying to lose. And like I said, I do not care if there was any sort of collusion for them to not, you know, you'd be on different sides of the bracket or whatever. It's just really funny how weird this game was. Like, this game was really weird. I'm trying to, let me go back and see this. Yeah. Yeah, right here, I'm being trolled. Yeah, no, I definitely got trolled. So I don't even really have words for it at this point, because like Toxapex just wins the game at this point. If he's running Scald, but he's running Muddy Water and Mudshot, I don't know what the toxic play there was doing. Like, you could just Muddy Water and kill him, right? Yeah. And then Matt just like stayed in with Blaziken, so like he was really trying to lose the game at this point. I'm just so confused. Once again, no idea why you're switching out of Toxapex there. And now this next play is like the most confusing out of all of them. So Rotom doesn't touch the ground, so when you have electric terrain up, it doesn't boost its electric type moves. And yeah, and then going in Virizion here, like, sure, like, I don't know why you would switch out. You could just attack, and now you're in Toxapex. Okay, see that did that did 60%, 57% to Cloyster. And Hydro Pump did 60. Why would you stay in? Other than trying to lose. Like, literally other than trying to lose. And then Matt just was like, oh, well, he's just gonna hand me the game. I'm just gonna lose myself. I don't know. I got trolled. And then this once again is like, I mean, this is just Matt trying to BM. It was kind of cool. Dive got a kill this week. It would have been really funny though if Matt went for the dive on that turn too, because then Solar Blade would have missed him, and then he would have hit really hard with dive. But I don't know. I don't want to talk about this game anymore. This was disgusting. Nice troll job, boys. GG's. All right. Well, we're going to the playoffs next week. Like I said, we got me versus Berg, Joe versus MJC, Tyler versus Dodge, and Tommy versus Paul. Yeah, same deal. The rosters are locked. No waiver wire moves. No nothing. You're stuck with what you got. And then as we go through the playoffs, I'll start talking to you guys about next year, or next season, I mean. I kind of want to start it up in like 4 or 5 weeks if you guys are still interested. Do a little bit different of a format with the draft. I'm thinking either 10 or 11 Pokemon teams instead of 12 to make prep just a little bit easier. And I want more like niche Pokemon on people's teams as well. So I'm going to limit waiver wire moves, and I'm going to expand the draft, but you're not allowed to get as many really good Pokemon as we were able to this season. So we will cross that bridge in a couple weeks, but I'll keep that posted in the Discord. Alright guys, I will catch you in the next one. Peace.